Hi educators, in this video we are going to take a real quick walkthrough of Screencastify and how you can use this as an educator, but you can also use it with students. Now if at any point you find yourself back on the Screencastify free version, you're going to have pretty much the same tools with the exception of some limitations on editing and the limit of creating videos that are only 5 minutes in length. But quite honestly, when you're working with students, 5 minutes is usually plenty of time for that creation. To get started with Screencastify, you're going to need the Screencastify extension. If you or students don't have it, you can head over to the Chrome Web Store in order to get it. We currently have it available in the North Olmsted City Schools section right here, or you can search the entire web store for Screencastify. We're going to click on that, and you would want to click the Add to Chrome and go through all of the different permissions, allowing Screencastify access to your Google Drive and such so that you can appropriately save recordings. Now, you have a couple of different options for recording. You can record a browser tab, which is only going to record whatever tab it is you start your recording on. Just keep in mind, if you have any pop-ups or other windows that open while you're recording a browser tab, those won't be recorded. So I just usually need to think of that ahead of time so that I make sure if I do have that happening, I record my desktop. If you're a multi-screen user and you record your desktop, it's only going to record one of your screens and you'll be able to pick which one you want to record. Then you also have that webcam only. And sometimes users say, well, why bother recording a webcam? I've got a recorder built into my computer. Yes, you can certainly use that. I would say the one benefit is the fact that my webcam automatically saves that recording to my Google Drive, and I can toggle back and forth between webcam, desktop, and so forth. Now, underneath your settings, you can change your microphone or completely turn off your microphone. You can toggle on your camera if you so choose. With the desktop version, you embed your webcam in the corner. You can place it wherever you would like on the screen. You have the ability to change that countdown for the start. This can be great for students, just in case they need a moment to kind of shut off those nerves before they start recording. We have the ability to show drawing tools while recording and then also record system audio. System audio is going to capture any audio directly from our device. Sometimes I do suggest if you're recording system audio to toggle off your microphone so you don't get some type of reverberation in your recording. I do this sometimes when I'm recording and there's a little video clip or some type of audio that I want to capture in my recording. And then I just hit record to get started. So we're going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to choose that screen that popped up. You can see it's counting down for me. And I am going about my recording. I have the ability when I am recording to use a pen tool to draw on my screen. I'm going to clear screen. You notice I have a toolbar down here with lots of different pen colors. Hit back. I can draw a rectangle, and I'm going to draw your attention right now to Screencastify's master keyboard shortcuts. I got there by simply Googling Screencastify master keyboard shortcuts, and it gives me all of the different keyboard shortcuts that I can use with this toolbar. These can be really beneficial when you are working with students to help them easily move through the recording. These are my two favorites, the start-stop recording as well as the pause resume, and then the show hide animation toolbar. So those are three to keep in mind, but there's even more available. You can see that I have stickers. I have an eraser where I can erase certain parts of things. And then I can go ahead and clear those screen completely. And I have the ability to even start my webcam. If I chose not to have it initially and I want to start it while I am recording so that people can see my face, I can do that as well. Now, when I'm ready, I am going to go ahead and pause or stop my recording. To do this, I'm going to use a shortcut right now. I'm going to use Alt-Shift-R, and it's going to stop my recording. And then as soon as it stops my recording, it's going to open that recording in a separate tab. I'm going to be able to give it a name. I'm just going to call this demo recording. I can click to unmute. I have the ability and hear myself. Over on the top corner, I can choose how I want to share this, whether I want to make it public in my organization, unlisted, private, public, or enlisted. Just keep in mind, if you're making public in your organization, there is technically ways that anyone can search for that video in your organization and people can find it. So sometimes my preference happens to be unlisted or sharing even with only specific people if it's meant for only one person. To share with specific people, I set it to private. I click to view on Drive. And then once I'm here, this is where I click the three dots and I select share and I share with those individual people. If I head back over here, I have the ability to share in a bunch of different ways. You can even add more sharing options where you can turn on the ability to use Edpuzzle, Remind, or Wakelet within Screencastify as well. So we're going to go back. You can see now I have all those different options for sharing. The generate QR codes is pretty cool too, because I can use that, generate those codes and place them somewhere in my classroom or maybe in the hall so people can scan and watch those videos as well. You do have the ability to download, export as GIFs or GIFs, export the audio only. So you could even use this for something like podcasting where you're only going to grab that audio in the end. Lastly, you have that editor, which if you go into the editor right now, we have the premium version of the editor available, but you're going to have limitations if you are using the free version of Screencastify. Within that premium editor, you can cut, crop, zoom, blur, add text. You'll notice I can cut so that it splits. I can delete sections of my recording. I can add blurs to my recording. I can drag my blurs to go the entire length of the clip. I can even add in other media. And when I add in other media, I have titles. I can add other video files from Drive or upload. Sometimes I will even capture video with my cell phone, dump it in my Google Drive, and be able to add it from my Google Drive so that I can mix things up and have a little bit of video in different places. Once I'm ready, I'm going to export. I can export as an MP4 if you want to download to your device, or I like to export just back to Google Drive so I get the ability to publish to YouTube, which I do a lot of, or be able to share with students via that Google Drive link. So that's your big overview of using Screencastify. There are lots of phenomenal training to really dig in deep with Screencastify, but this will help you get started in creating and thinking about how you might create and use this with students.